This is Top Accolade Global News Updates. I am Soibifa Jakarich. Pakistan conducted strikes inside Iran on Thursday, targeting separatist Baloch militants, the Pakistani Foreign Ministry said. 2 days after Tehran said it had attacked the bases of another group with Pakistani territory. The neighborhoods have had rocky relationships in the past, but the strikes are the highest profile cross-border intrusions in recent years. Middle East since the war between Israel and Hamas started on October 7th, with Iran's allies also entering the fray from Lebanon, Syria, Iraq, and Yemen. Iranian media said several missiles hit a village in the Sistan-Baluchestan province that borders Pakistan, killing at least 9 people. Earlier reports said 3 women and 4 children were killed, all non-Iranians. A number of terrorists were killed during the intelligence-based operation, Pakistan's foreign ministry said, describing it as a series of highly coordinated and specifically targeted precision military strikes against terrorist hideouts. Pakistan fully respects the sovereignty and territory integrity of Islamic Republic of Iran, the ministry added in its statement. Tehran has asked Islamabad for an explanation about the strikes, Iran's Tasnim news agency said, citing an unidentified official. Pakistan charges the affairs its most senior diplomat in Tehran has been summoned, Iranian media said. Iran said on Tuesday it had hit Israel-linked militants based inside Pakistan. Both targeted groups are ethnically Baloch, but it was not clear if they cooperate. Nuclear-armed Pakistan said civilians were hit and 2 children killed, warning of consequences for which Tehran would be responsible. Islamabad recalled its ambassador from Iran on Wednesday in protest against what it called a blatant breach of its sovereignty. An excavator belches out fumes as it clears earth and rubble from between the train and bus station in the Ukrainian town of Sistan to make way of a reimagined transport hub badly damaged in fighting with Russian forces almost 2 years ago. Sistan is one of 6 settlements being rebuilt with state funds in a pilot program to develop the skills and experience needed for a far broader reconstruction drive later. Mayor Yuri Bova said time was running out to breathe life back into town or risk losing millions of Ukrainians who could help redevelop the country. Permanent exile in Europe. Officials in Kyiv have also signaled the urgency of rebuilding Ukraine, an effort that will require hundreds of billions of dollars and involve more than quick fixes to critical sites such as hospitals, power stations, and railways. The war, however, shows no sign of abating. Short on cash, Ukraine is defending against new Russian attacks after its own counter-offensive failed to yield significant gains. Moscow has also resumed the campaign of mass airstrikes on population centers far beyond the front line. The different views in the neighborhood towns reflect a broader debate about wartime spending playing out across Ukraine. Most visibly, a growing grassroots protest movement is demanding that discretionary projects such as sprucing up streets and public spaces be shelved in favor of the military. Singapore's Transport Minister Iswaran was charged with 27 offences in a graft investigation, the anti-corruption agency said on Thursday. In one of the highest profile cases involving a minister in the Asian financial hub in decades. In a resignation letter dated Tuesday but published by the Prime Minister's office on Thursday, Iswaran said he rejected the charges and will now focus on clearing my name. The Corrupt Practices Investigation Bureau (CEIB) said Iswaran, who was arrested in July last year, was alleged to have obtained kickbacks worth $286,181 from property tycoon Ong Beng Singh, partly to advance Ong's business interests. Charge sheets showed the favors include tickets to football matches, musicals, a flight on Ong's private plane, and tickets to the Singapore Formula 1 Grand Prix. Iswaran was advisor to the Grand Prix steering committee, while Ong owns the rights to the race. Iswaran faces a total of 27 charges charges, including corruption and obstructing the course of justice, the CPIB state said in a statement. If convicted of corruption, he could be fined up to 100,000 Singapore dollars or face 7 years in prison. There was no immediate response to emails seeking comment from Ong's office. The property tycoon was also arrested in July as part of the corruption probe. He has not been charged. The case has gripped Singapore, a major Asian financial hub that prides itself on a strictly clean government that is rarely affected by grafts and scandals involving political leaders. Civil servants are highly paid to discourage corruption. The annual salary of many cabinet ministers exceeds 1 million Singapore dollars. Apple opens new tab said on Wednesday it would remove a blood oxygen monitoring feature from 2 flagship Apple Watch models in the US as the iPhone maker fights a legal battle over patents on the technology behind the feature. The legal fight could take a year to resolve, and analysts had expected Apple would strike the feature, which is marketed for fitness users, rather than pull devices from sale in one of its biggest markets. The company said Apple Watch Series 9 and Ultra 2 models without the feature would go on sale on its website and stores starting at 6 a.m. Pacific Time, 14:00 GMT on Thursday. Apple shares closed 0.5% lower at $182.68 after the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Federal Circuit ruled on Wednesday. The company could no longer sell the models at the center of the legal battle with medical technology company Masimo. Opens new tab. In December, Masimo secured a decision from the U.S. International Trade Commission (ITC) to halt imports of the devices. Apple Watches comprises about a quarter of the global smartwatch market, according to the Counterpoint research. In a statement, Joe Kiani, Massimo's founder and chief executive, said the court's ruling on Wednesday affirms that even the largest and most powerful companies must respect the intellectual rights of American inventors and must deal with the consequences when they are caught infringing others' patents. Apple said it strongly disagreed with the ITC decision and resulting others, and they should be reversed. Existing Apple Watches are not affected by the others, nor are devices sold outside the United States. Series 9 and Ultra 2 models sold in the US from Thursday will still have an app icon for the blood oxygen features, but when users tap this icon, they will be informed the features are unavailable. Ben Banjarin, chief executive of analyst firm Creative Strategies, had expected Apple to disable the blood oxygen features on its Series 9 and Ultra 2 Apple Watch models in the US, rather than stop selling the wearable devices. Apple does not break out Apple Watch or US sales figures specifically, but also 42% of its overall revenue came from North America last year. Iran aims to become the 5th country to put a spacecraft on the moon when it attempts to a precision landing on Friday, in what would be a boost for a space program that had suffered a wave of setbacks and been eclipsed by rival China. Dubbed the Moon Sniper, the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency JAXA probe is attempting to land within 100 meters, that is 328 feet, of its target. A technology JAXA say it's unprecedented and essential in the search for moon water and human habitability. Japan is increasingly looking to play a bigger role in space, partnering with close ally Washington to respond to China's military and technological might, including in space. Japan boasts a number of private sector space startups and aims to send an astronaut to the moon as part of NASA's Artemis program. But JAXA has faced multiple setbacks, including a launch failure in March of the new flagship rocket H3 that was meant to match cost competitiveness against commercial rocket providers like SpaceX. JAXA's Smart Lander for Investigation Moon SLIM probe will start a 20-minute touchdown phase on its one-way mission from midnight on Saturday, trying to land on a target site roughly the size of 2 athletic tracks on the slope of a crater just south of the lunar equator. JAXA says it will take up to a month to verify whether SLIM has achieved the high precision goals after touchdown. On landing, SLIM will also deploy 2 mini probes, a hopping vehicle as big as a microwave oven, and a baseball-sized wheeled rover that will take pictures of the spacecraft. Tech giant Sony Group opens new tab, toy maker Tommy opens new tab, and several Japanese universities jointly developed the robots. That is the size of top accolade global news updates. You can follow us on our social media platforms as displayed on your screen. Happy Thursday.